me. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, Tuning back again. This time we're going to do a review of Snowbros Wonderland. I was given a code for this for purpose of review, but no one is reviewing any of this footage before I put it up. My thoughts are my own. So this is a new game in the series by Tatsu's Co. It originally was a Toaplan one-screen platformer in the arcades. It was a really cool game as well in the arcades. They did 2 of them actually. But this time they've changed it into a 3D platform puzzle game. So let's get into it and I'll show you how it all works. This game, I don't think it's too demanding. The PC I'm running on at the moment is an i7, but it's the graphics card's equivalent to a 1050 or a 1060, and it runs perfect. So you know, even lower end PC should be able to run this, and it works on the Steam Deck as well. So you get your settings controls. There's not a huge amount in here as settings. It will go up to 4K resolution, but it doesn't look much difference, to be honest. 4K, it's maybe a bit sharper. So there's not really much you can do in option-wise. So we're going to continue my game. So I think the characters were called Tom and Nick in the original arcade game. So you get your little character and he runs around. You can dress up your character. Basically, as you play through the game, you unlock, you collect sushi in the game, which gives you points in the game, then gets converted into money. And you can use that money then to buy costume and abilities. You can also find costumes in hidden presents in the levels, and you can find abilities as well by doing the worlds and stuff. So you can dress your character up in various different things if you wanted to. Hats and all sorts of stuff, scarves, face masks, stuff like that. Once you complete the game as well, like I've unlocked one of the costumes you can get within game. But once you actually complete the game, you get to use Windia, so you can play her in the game. She pretty much plays like the other characters, but just looks a little bit different when she runs around, basically. But we'll swap to the original characters, I think. So I'll go back to my character setup with a ski mask. Well, not ski mask, hockey mask. You can also unlock abilities. You get to choose 3 abilities. I'm using bigger snowballs, faster shots, and 3 times life. When you click on them, you can buy these. You see the money, look, you can actually buy. So if I buy that one, it'll come up with a present, it'll open up. I got slightly increased movement speed. And you've got to find a lot of these in the levels, and more open up as you go through the levels. So I am in world 1 at the moment. There's 6 worlds and there's multiple levels within each world. As you may have noticed on the bottom, this game is 4-player. So I haven't played any multiplayer on it because nobody loves me and I got no friends, but there you go. So yeah, so it is 4 players, so couch co-op. There is no online in this game at all. So we'll do the first level and I can show you the sort of the mechanics of this game. It does have a lot of things you can do with the snowballs. So you can throw your snowballs, which then used for hitting enemies, and you can charge back up, and you've got to jump. So these are some of the little presents that tend to give you the sushi. So the more points at the end of the level, the more money you'll get from it. So, like in the arcade game, you can put things into a snowball, and then you can kick the snowballs at the enemies, which will kill them. Sometimes if there's a huge load of enemies, like this, you clear the screen, you get these cards, which give you a lot of points. You can also stand on the snowballs, use that to get up to different higher levels. You can also spin into the snowball, and you can run around, and you can generally sort of pick other ones up, and then you can basically blow the snowball up by jumping off it. That technique will come in handy later on in the game because you'll need to get to certain platforms and bounce off it and do a jump. Once you've done, the levels are all set into sections. Once you've done your section of the level, you open the key up and you can move through the portal. You do get a little bit of a load, but to be honest, it doesn't bug me. So the levels get more and more puzzly as they go along. And the enemies get a lot harder as well. Like what you can do as well, if I, you can actually throw the snowballs as well, which you will need to use a lot later on. So ideally you want to kill lots of enemies at once. You get these cards. I don't know what they are, like menu cards or something. You will get a lot of these like little statues and various things in levels sometimes. And as you see in the mission for this section of the stage is to defeat the enemy leader. And the enemy leader is the one marked there. Sometimes you got to defeat all enemies. And the way you do that is they'll come in waves a lot of the time, especially towards the end of the game. They'll come in waves and you've got to kill each wave of the enemy to open the portal. So I'm going to grab these. So, story-wise in this game, I gotta be honest, I didn't really take that much notice of the story, but basically demons and monsters have taken over the world and basically controlled by, I don't know, it's like a giant flaming skull and a demon called a Teach. And you've basically got to get rid of all the monsters and banish him from the world and seal him back up. So, pretty simple story. It does run through it in between levels, and you sometimes get some of the other characters to talk to. So these are bigger enemies, these are, so it's a good idea sometimes to throw these. I probably didn't want to throw him over there though. So I can't get him. So I don't think I can get over that section. There's some bits you can't get over, like, so I can't actually get over that section. There is power-ups as well. This one will give me health. You get one for long shots, you get one for running faster, and you get one that makes your shots faster as well. So I've used that key I picked up. So you get the general idea. These pools will give you an energy back. You start off for 3 energy bars, but I've got obviously an item that gives me an extra 3. Playability wise, it is analog controls. There is no D-pad controls. It plays well, to be honest. The only thing I would say that at times, especially later on in the game when there's a lot of platforms, sometimes the viewing angle can be a little bit awkward to see where the platform is, because you can only move the screen about that much to give you an idea. So I'm going to run him over there. You can also kick the snowball again once you've thrown it. Which some bosses will require you to do that. Sometimes you get a sub-boss which tends to be like a giant sumo. And you've got to try and kill him and he jumps around the screen. So I haven't killed all the enemies on screen, but I've got the key to get away, so I can literally just run away at this point. And that's the first level done. I see it does get a bit more puzzly as you go along, and it gets a lot more platform game as you go along as well. So as you run through the level, sometimes you get little secrets and stuff here as well, so you can pick up. They're basically just coins. Like I said, in the levels there is gold presents you can pick up, which will give you items and weapons and abilities, which you can equip and buy. So basically, once you finish this game, like this essentially, I finished it, and it allows me to go back through the world wherever I want to go, and complete the levels, and get high scores. You can get high scores as well, which also give you coins, so by completing the level fast. So it'll allow me to go back and try and find all the presents and items and everything. So it's got a bit of longevity to it if you want to go back. Plus, you know, playing through in 4 players is fun. If you've got 4 players, of course. So this is the first boss. You may recognise him from the first boss of the arcade. Pretty much most of the bosses are off the arcade. I say graphics-wise, I don't think the graphics are amazing, but they do the job for what they are. I got no complaints. So you have to jump over that, otherwise it'll actually hit you. So you can shoot him with your snowballs. Watch out, I can go up to him and fire at him. But it doesn't take a huge amount off you. The game really wants you to chuck snowballs at him. Oh, it didn't jump. I do find sometimes on this, when you're jumping around platforms, that sometimes I tend to fall off the platforms. It's me because I haven't pressed jump fast enough, or I've walked too far to the end of a platform, and I've actually fallen off. On this PC, I do get a tiny bit of frame dropping sometimes, as you probably just noticed for there. As well as, that's the first boss done. So I got a secret end for defeating him fast. So once you've completed it, they want you to go back and try and speed run the levels, essentially. So each level's got its own theme. Like if I go back, you got your Snowland, you got Libram, which is like a forest level. You've got a really cool Japanese like sort of shrine level. I quite like that level. It's quite fun. That's another level that various sort of like, I don't know, it's like poison on the floor, and there's your obligatory sort of fire level as well. That level's quite cool with this raining. You get lightning strikes everywhere. And you get a lot of wind and stuff as well. So you get a lot of environmental hazards with the fact that they chuck wind at you and stuff, and makes the game harder. So I'll show you the Shinto level. It's quite a cool looking level, this is. Music wise in this game, I would say that the music is pretty good, but not amazing. I think it does the job for what it is. Sometimes I wait for the music to sort of ramp up, and then it doesn't go anywhere. So this is where another technique comes in. You can spin through these walls to break them. You'll need to do this quite a lot in this game. And you get these platforms and you spin on them. They open up platforms on a timer. Those little things, the arrows on the floor, what they do is when you get them to run at me, is when you use your snowballs and hit them at it, they go in the way of the arrows. Another thing this game reminds me of in some ways is Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. In the way you grab the snowballs and run around like Billy Hatcher does. Reminds me a little bit of that. Later on as well, you will get like switches like this you've got to press. So it gets a little bit, as you can see, it gets a bit more puzzly as you go along. So it's not just killing enemies. Oops, I fell down. So nice and easy. And there's a present that comes up. So what I'll do, I'll exit this stage. I'll show you a quick look at the fire level, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on the game. Don't want to show you guys too much, just in case you're thinking about picking it up. So in this level, you get the environment hazards of having lava everywhere. So you've got to get your jumps right. You got lava towers like that popping up, which you got to dodge and time. So this is where it starts to get a bit more platformy and a bit more puzzly. And you can't jump at them. Oops. I think these kill you. Yeah, they do. I never actually tried to jump in them because I thought, oh yeah, they kill it. You can run out of snowballs like I have there, and you've got to hold on a button to recharge. I was using the spread weapon. Eventually you get to unlock a spread weapon, but you only get about like 4 shots of it. So I'm not going to show you any more, guys, because I obviously want you to play yourselves. So my thoughts on this game. It probably, I'm not sure how long it took me to play through. I was playing it over like a year and in between things. So it probably took me about like, I don't know, probably about 8 hours to finish it, something like that. Maybe 10, but I was looking for stuff and sort of redoing the levels. Difficulty wise, it starts off reasonably easy, and then with the platforming and that, it does get a lot harder towards the end of the game, and it can be a little bit frustrating in places. There's a few puzzles and platforms you have to do while rolling the snowball round to jump on it, and timing it with wind and that, and you get lightning and that on it, which can be a little bit frustrating. And one or two of the bosses it just made harder by having a wind mechanic. But apart from that, gameplay wise, it's pretty good. It plays alright, to be honest, and it is reasonably easy to play. So it will start off reasonably easy, and it'll get harder and harder as you go along, which is what you want really, D&D. But it's not like super difficult or anything. Like I said, I think the graphics are alright. They do the job. They're quite nice. Nothing special, but you know, for what it is, it does the job. The game costs roughly about 30 quid from what I was looking. You can get downloads on most of the consoles for about 30, 32, and Steam I think it's 31.99 or something along that lines. And you might be able to get a deal on a code site or something for it. So, to be honest, I only looked up the price yesterday. And I was thinking that this game's it should be about £30. I think that seems a fair price for it, and it was pretty much 30 quid. So yeah, do I recommend this? Yeah, I say if you like the look of it and you like the original Snow Brothers, give it a go. If I was going to give it a score, which I haven't been doing lately, I've just been giving recommendations and stuff. I think I would probably go for about a solid 7 out of 10. So it's not going to be amazing. It's not going to, you know, blow your world or whatever like. But it's a pretty nice little game, and I've quite enjoyed playing through it. It's quite fun. I might go back and get some of the presents and stuff, but I got a lot of other stuff to play at the moment, so I probably won't go back to it for a while. But yeah, from what I played for it, I've enjoyed it. It's not a bad game. So the one thing which would have been really nice, if they'd given you the Snow Brothers arcade game for finishing it. That would have been really cool. But I suppose obviously they've released that otherwise Tatsuya has. But that would have been a nice little bonus, you know, back to its roots to the original arcade game. That would have been cool if they'd done that, but they didn't. But you can just buy it on Steam or on one of the... Well, I don't think it's on... I'm not sure if it's on consoles, I don't think it is. But you can get it on Steam. It's pretty cheap. I think it's about 6 quid, something like that. But it would have been a nice bonus for finishing it. But anyway, guys, that's Snow Brothers Wonderland. So hopefully you enjoyed the review, and I do have a couple of other review codes I need to start playing, and then I'll do reviews of them. So expect a few more reviews soon. So anyway, guys, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you again. Bye now.